I never thought I'd get to cast a spell in Hogsmeade. I never knew what 120 miles per hour felt like until Fast and Furious Supercharged. I never thought coming face to face with a hungry T-Rex would make my dad scream so loud.
And I have never felt more scared or alive.
If you haven't been to Universal Studios Hollywood lately, come see what you've been missing. Plan your visit online and save at universalstudioshollywood.com. Restrictions apply.
Blog Talk Radio. Required listening with Amazon Music.
Dad music again?
The greatest guitarist of all time.
Wait, who?
Alexa, add this song to a new playlist.
Sure, what's the new playlist name?
Jack's Intro to Classic Rock.
Adding Stepping Stone by Jimi Hendrix to Jack's Intro to Classic Rock playlist.
Amazon Music, the simplest way to listen to the music you and soon he will love. New customers start your 30-day free trial at AmazonMusic.com. Renews automatically, cancel anytime. Blog Talk Radio.
What in the world is going on in the tutoring industry? Do you wonder how to expand your tutoring business? Are you ready to take your tutoring business online? Are you looking to become a better tutor? Get ready for the Tutor Outreach Radio Show hosted by Dr. Alise Holland. This globally syndicated radio show is empowering you to move forward with your tutoring goals to manifest your dreams of building a successful tutoring practice. Coming to you live on Blog Talk Radio, this hit show is tailor-made to help tutors and tutor business owners worldwide. Dr. Alise brings her knowledge, experience, and sense of humor to each show while introducing you to guests from all over the world who are experts in the fields of tutoring, coaching, education, and leadership. Call in with your questions or share some of your own experiences in academia. The Tutor Outreach Radio Show starts now. Here is your host, Dr. Alise.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show. My name is Dr. Alise Holland, but people around the world calls me Dr. Alise. I am also professionally known by Dr. Alise Holland Johnson, and I'm a mom, writer, thought leader, international intuitive life coach, researcher, and radio personality. Through America's #1 tutor business training company, the Tutor Outreach Group, which can be found at www.thetutoroutreach.com, I help tutors and tutor business owners build heart-centered global learning organizations to serve humanity, whether it is in the local community, face-to-face, or online in the field of education. A company called iGlobal Educational Services did an original research study in New York on my Dr. Holland Johnson's tutoring frameworks centered around evaluating tutors and looking at tutoring sessions. The title of this academic work, Coaching Tutors, an instrumental case study of testing an integrated framework for tutoring sessions. A company called iGlobal Educational Services did an original research study in New York on my Dr. Holland Johnson's tutoring frameworks centered around evaluating tutoring sessions and coaching tutors. The title of this academic work is Coaching Tutors, an instrumental case study of testing an integrated framework for tutoring sessions. The final research results were published in the well-known academic journal, The Qualitative Report. I was scheduled to speak at the 2018 National Tutoring Association in Tampa, Florida in April to present the final results in a research session, but the research was published on March the 12th of 2018. Therefore, you can download a copy of the research study at nsuworks.nova.edu. It's in Volume 23, Issue 3, Article 5. As America's #1 tutor business tutoring company, the Tutor Outreach Group is a professional organization for tutors, teachers, college students, and other small business professionals who want to start either a home-based tutoring business or a tutoring company, get clients to grow their tutoring business, improve their tutoring repertoire, gain insight into leading and hiring for a global learning organization, strategically grow their tutoring business based upon their own life purpose. The Tutor Outreach Group provides premium resources and networking opportunities throughout the year. And, of course, I am available for group coaching through one of my tutoring mastermind groups in the USA or Canada. Stay with us for the next hour and let us help you experience what is going on in the tutoring industry and just overall pearls of wisdom and intuitive insights as it relates to you on your tutoring journey. Each fourth Tuesday of every month, we have our regular show with special guests from around the world, or I present tutoring strategies, tips, pearls of wisdom, and intuitive insights to help you on your tutoring journey at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. If you have been following my life's work, then you know that I have boatloads of experiences in the education industry and still serve to help humanity. It's my passion to empower others and helping them take control of their learning in their lives. I see my role as a merchant of hope to others as they travel on their own academic journey. As the Spirit guide me, you may also notice some special or bonus shows on our upcoming schedule, so stay tuned. I have some spiritual messages that I will share with you at the end of our show today. Whether you're a regular listener, long-time listener, or you just found out about the Tutor Outreach Radio Show, we are so glad that you are here with us. We are very excited to take some of your calls for free tutoring advice or just to answer your life or academic question. You can call into the show on 646-668-2562. Again, that number is 646-668-2562. Send us a private message in our chat room. Give us your name and the area code you are calling from and what you want to speak about so that we can make sure we address any of your questions. Stay tuned with us for the next hour as we have a special guest on the call. Today, we have Joanne Kaminski, online tutor business coach and online reading tutor, as she shares secrets of tutoring online, what to look for in an online tutor, and other pearls of wisdom of what it takes to start tutoring in the clouds. Joanne is one of the tutors who have followed my life's work since 2009 or 2010. I finally got a chance to meet Joanne Kaminski in person at our Phoenix, Arizona tutoring conference last year. She was such a delight, and I am truly honored to have her on our show today. She is doing great works with helping other tutors get started with their online tutoring practice, and I like to call her the queen of online tutoring. Before we get into that conversation, let me just share with you a little bit more about her. Joanne Kaminski started teaching in the Milwaukee school system back in 2000 in inner schools. After teaching for 3 years, Joanne got her master's degree and later became a reading specialist, coaching about 30 teachers in their reading instruction and teaching teachers all over the country the SFA reading program. She became one of the top trainers in the education field, but after a few years, she became frustrated because she had to focus on classroom management coaching versus best reading practices. To date, Joanne Kaminski works with students all over the world, in Australia, Canada, London, and all over the United States. She has a special gift and skill set to help kids, even with dyslexia, close the reading gap and become confident, strong readers. She also coaches others how to become online tutors in her exclusive Facebook group, Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors. On that note, let's welcome Joanne Kaminski to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show. Hello,
thank you so
Joanne.
much. Hi there. It's awesome to be here.
We're so glad to have you. How are you today?
I am fabulous. We actually have some warm weather here, which my heart is desperately needing.
I can only imagine. Which state are you located in?
I am in the wonderful state of Wisconsin, which is, I pretty much tell people that we have 9 months of winter here.
Oh, wow.
Well,
yeah, you definitely need that sunshine.
We had a foot of snow last week. Yeah, we had a foot of snow last week, and now this week we have 60s. So I'm really, really excited that it's starting to warm up.
Oh, well, great. Online tutoring definitely works well for you.
It really does. You know, I never have to worry about having to drive in the snow or having a student not be able to show up for a session because they don't want to drive in the snow. We just keep going on our merry way.
Well, that's amazing. So, you know, I just have to ask you, why did you get into the tutoring industry, and how did you get started with tutoring others in reading online using Skype?
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned I had no idea that online tutoring was going to be my thing. I knew I wanted to teach online, and I had no idea how I wanted to do it. I had ended up leaving the last school that I worked at because I had gotten ill. I was in and out of the hospital, and I had 3 young kids at the time. And so I really wanted to be present for my children and take care of my health. And so I decided to take a 1-year leave of absence from school. Now, in my mind, I thought there is no way I'm ever coming back to the school system. But in my husband's mind, it was, if this fails, she still has a way to get back in. So he made me actually sign paperwork with my school that I was just taking a 1-year leave of absence. But in my mind, I knew I was leaving, and I had no idea what I was going to do. So I decided to start up some other businesses. I actually started up 5 other businesses that I completely failed at because they were not revolved around my passion. And teaching online, businesses online are just very different than teaching. You know, when you start creating businesses, there's just a very different aspect to it. And after, you know, my 5th business failed, I was like, seriously, what am I going to do? And the idea of using Skype to tutor online came to my mind because I knew that using Skype, I would be able to share the screen. And I thought, you know what? If I had books on my side and I could share the screen, then I could teach reading to anybody, anywhere. And I all of a sudden started to make that happen. So I put some resources together, and I started getting some books that were online, and I ended up contacting my sister-in-law because my nephew was struggling with reading at the time, and I said, hey, you know, I've been doing a little, you know, kind of doing a little bit of in-person tutoring here, but I really want to go into the online tutoring world and start my own business. And she said, so you want to use my kid as a guinea pig? I said, no, I just want to see if Skype works. The stuff that I've been teaching, I know works. The teaching strategies I'm going to utilize, I know work. But I just don't know if I can make it work online, and I would love to try it out. You know, nobody's going to lose anything here. I promise you your son will get better in reading. And she went forward with it, and then from there I was able to start advertising my services because I felt confident enough that this was a service that I could really sell. Now, today I don't use Skype anymore. I am using a program called Zoom, and what's cool about Zoom is that I am not only able to share my screen, I can also share the sound of my computer. So if I want to show videos or anything like that, I can quickly implement that into the lesson. And I can also have the student take over the control on my computer so that they are more engaged during the session versus me doing all the clicking and all of that kind of stuff. So Skype was a great tool for me to start off with, and I love it, and it's still a great tool. I mean, it's all you absolutely need to be able to do online tutoring, but there's some other tools out there as well that are just as good, if not better, than Skype.
Wow. I think when I first learned about your work, you were on television. I think you were on the news for being dubbed as the Skype and reading tutor.
Yes.
Was that you?
That was me, yep. And I ended up changing it from Skyping reading tutor to Skype reading tutor because guess what I found out? People were actually typing into the URL. They were typing in Skype reading tutor.
Ah.
So by just changing those 3 letters, I was actually able to double the amount of people that were able to find me.
Wow, that's fascinating. So, you know, we have a lot to get through here in our show today with you, but I just have to ask, to date, how many students have you tutored online so far?
Probably about 150.
Wow, that's a lot, but you know that just goes to show you start out with one student, one client. It seems as if it replicates. How do people find you beyond typing in Skype tutor?
Absolutely. So there's lots of different ways. Obviously, with any tutoring industry, whether it's in person or online, referral is going to be your number one way to be able to get new clients, because people are going to be happy about your services and want to refer you. And the other way is to really create an online presence. And so right off the bat, I began creating blog posts. I began creating YouTube videos that would instruct parents on how to help their child with reading. And I began learning search engine optimization so that when people did type things into the URL, they would find me. And not just for Skype reading tutors, but, you know, for other words too. And even my name, if you just type in Joanne Kaminski, you'll see that I dominate like that very first page. So people who have heard of me, they don't even have to type in Joanne Kaminski reading tutor. They can just put Joanne Kaminski and I just pop up all over the place. So there are ways that I really wanted to dominate that first page of Google. And I also wanted people to find me other ways, right? There's already some really great tools out there like Amazon that you can write books, and you can use a tool called CreateSpace to write a book for free. People will find the book on Amazon, and then they buy it. And nothing really says expert like writing your own book. So that was a really great tool to be able to really get found and have people finding me. So it was pretty awesome to be able to utilize just other tools that were out there already to do this. You know, I was using YouTube, I was using Facebook, using social media, and then just word of mouth from people that I talked to in my life would ask me what I do, and I would share with them what it is that I do, and they would either say something like, oh my gosh, my child is struggling with, or if I ever know somebody who's struggling with that, I am so passing your name on.
Wow. I mean, that's all fabulous, and I'm so glad that you shared that with us. Hold that thought. It's time for a break. I would like to make sure that we have plenty of time to kind of capture the whole idea. You are listening to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise and special guest Joanne Kaminski. When we come back, Joanne will share with us some trends and some other pearls of wisdom for parents to look out for selecting online tutors. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Join our 2-day participation-based symposium that will empower you to grow as a tutoring practitioner, teacher, program manager, instructional leader, tutor mentor, academic coach, and tutor business owner. If this describes you, you need to be here. Our 2018 annual tutoring conferences will be held in Phoenix, Arizona, October 27 to 28, 2018. In Long Beach, California, June 14 to 15th, 2018. In Toronto, Canada, July 19 to 20th, 2018. You get to decide where you want to attend. Arizona, California, or Canada. Your choice. We welcome individual presentations, panel sessions, interactive roundtable discussions, and research results. We hope to see you there as another epic tutoring conference is in the making. To register, you can call 213-373-4183 or email info@tutoringconference.com or get your ticket on our website at www.iglobaleducation.com. Our 2018 conference sponsor is the Tutor Outreach Group, and you can get your ticket on their website at www.thetutoroutreach.com.
We're back on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise and special guest Joanne Kaminski. We are continuing the conversation about online tutoring. Joanne, what trend do you currently see in the online tutoring market in terms of, parents looking for online tutors? Where do you see the future of online tutoring headed?
Oh, it's amazing. When I first got started, I had a lot of people telling me things like, how in the world could online tutoring be better than in-person tutoring? And when I started realizing all of the tools that were available to me with the click of a finger, it was incredible the kind of instruction that I could give. And when parents started trying this out, they were immediately convinced that this was going to be a really great way for their child to learn. And I've noticed that over the years that less parents are kind of fighting this idea of online tutoring, and they are realizing all of the benefits for themselves, that they don't have to go anywhere or travel, or, you know, that they can be like doing their housework or, you know, getting dinner ready, and their child can be doing their tutoring, and they don't have to really be inconvenienced by it at all. Lots of parents are having to drive all over the place for everything. I mean, kids are so overbooked, it's crazy. But with overbooked kids comes overbooked parents and a lot of stress. So this allows a much more stress-free environment for everybody. The kids are less stressed because they don't have to do their tutoring with somebody that they don't know, you know, like kind of like sitting next to them and feeling like they're being judged. So they automatically on the computer feel way more relieved about the tutoring situation to begin with. So more and more parents are actually turning to online tutoring. And I think that another trend that I've been seeing is a lot of tutors that have in-person tutoring are building online tutoring into their business. So whereas before they kind of just stuck to no, in-person is better, I see lots of people kind of morphing, you know, in-person tutoring and now online tutoring because they are realizing that they can work with more students. You can play with time zones and work a longer, you know, work more hours. You can work with homeschool kids that are located in different areas. And there are even kids where I didn't really think about this when I first got started, but there are kids who live in remote areas that don't have access to good tutors. And so I worked with one family, and it was going to be a 60-minute drive to get to an area where there would be a tutor. And they had realized this is not a good fit. Let's try online and see if this could be a better fit for us, because it's going to save them 2 hours of drive time for every session. And it worked out amazing, and I worked with that family for 3 years.
Wow. I mean, these are all great examples of why parents are looking for online tutoring options. I mean, think about the guns in schools and, you know, all the safety concerns that parents have for their children as well. So I have a question for you, something that just popped in my head here. So with your online tutoring program, have you ever tutored more than just one-on-one tutoring? Have you done some small group tutoring? Is that an option for online tutoring?
It is an option for online tutoring. I found that, you know, every tutor is going to be completely different, and I found that my real niche and my real specialty area was the one-on-one tutoring. I did do a group tutoring session, and I've had people asking me, like, how could I do tutoring like I do it in my at my brick and mortar kind of business, right? Like my actual tutoring business where people come to me. And I was brainstorming through this. I'm like, you know, if you had 3 different computers with 3 kids with 3 different things going on, you would be able to meet each of their needs at the same time as if they were sitting in front of you the way you normally would do with your regular business, and be able to make a whole heck of a lot more money each hour doing that.
Yes, I mean, that's another issue. I'm here in Arizona, and right now the Red for Ed is in full effect. I just found out today that, you know, schools are going to be closed on both Thursday and Friday. So when you talk about, you know, having the flexibility in regards to scheduling and then also higher pay, yeah, those are very important components when you're running an online tutoring business, because, you know, you need to make sure you're able to be adequately compensated to provide the tools necessary to provide an effective online tutoring program. So thank you so much for sharing that. So what advice would you give parents to look for in an online tutor?
You know, it's interesting because a lot of parents won't actually even look to see if the person that is tutoring their child is credentialed, which is a good thing, and it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, right? Because if they're not credentialed, it doesn't mean that they can't teach the child because there are lots of people who have a lot of experience in a field that would be a great tutor because they have experience in that field, and they would be able to come at it from a different perspective. At the same time, parents should just be aware of who they're hiring. Do the research and look online, see what information you can find ahead of time. Lots of people are already doing that, but you definitely want to make yourself just aware of, okay, what is their specialty? What are they known for? Will they be able to meet the needs of my specific child? Do they have testimonials or stories that kind of reflect what some of the things that my child is going through, so that I know if this is going to be a great fit for us or not?
Okay, so, later in the show, we will have a segment where we provide some advice for tutor business owners who are interested in starting an online tutoring business. So in your exclusive Facebook group, the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors, do you coach online tutors how to set up their website, how to have all the required components so that parents can select them, basically?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I teach them how to do. Because the cool thing about it right now is we get to put all that information out there about ourselves, right? And the more information that you have for people to find you, the better. Because you're going to come up. If you are creating this content with your name, you're able to come up on that first page and you can dominate. And people can take a look and they can say, oh, wow, she's really all over the place here with this. And it just leaves a really good, lasting, expert image in their mind that this is a really good fit for them when they take a look at that. So, yes, in fact, I even have a special right now with my Insider Secrets Club where people get 5 different programs and they're able to come on in with group coaching, live calls during the week, and I have a monthly conference that they get access to. And it's at one low price that they're able to come on in for that. So it's pretty awesome, the amount of people that are taking me up on that offer and joining us and really growing their online tutoring business. I just talked with one of our tutors that just got the Tutorpreneur Hero Award, and she didn't really have any of this online presence going on, and she finally just got her very first online student from creating that online presence, and she now has 18 students total. Some came from some old connections that she had, but now she's starting to get found online from random strangers.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, I am a part of your group. Thank you for allowing me to join your group. I've been looking and just noticing your work, and I definitely want to make sure that the Tutor Outreach Group members have access, and know more about what you're doing, because some of them are expressing interest in online tutoring. So we plan on sharing out this episode so that they can learn more about you and what you're doing to help others get into the online tutoring industry.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Well, it is time for another break, Joanne. But before we go to break, I want to make sure everyone knows how to contact you. Could you give us your contact information for our listeners and how parents can sign up for one of your online tutoring programs?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are a parent, you can go to theonlinereadingtutor.com, and you will find all of my information there. You can email me at jbkaminski@gmail.com if you have any questions at all. I have a Pinterest page called Become an Online Tutor. You mentioned my blog as well. I have that at becomeanonlinetutor.com. And you can also find out more, get videos on how to do certain things with the online tutoring business at youtube.com/Joanne Kaminski.
Wow, you're all over the place, Joanne.
It's all about creating that online presence, right?
I love it. I love it. You are listening to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise and special guest Joanne Kaminski. When we come back, Joanne will share with us more information about how students are learning online. Stay tuned.
In today's global economy, tutoring is beginning to get the respect and recognition it deserves. Tutoring can be a rewarding field for stay-at-home moms, retired workers, and people with technical skills. Due to budget cuts, high teacher-student ratios, and the No Child Left Behind NCLB Act, It's also an area that is booming for classroom teachers, whether they want to try tutoring in the classroom or start their own private tutoring practice. With these type of tutoring opportunities, it is crucial to have a blueprint to follow so that individuals can start out with good information and build a reputation as an educator that delivers data-driven results. In the #1 source for tutors and tutor business owners, Dr. Holland Johnson's Becoming a Better Tutor, a data-driven approach to tutoring, tutor consultant, Dr. Holland delivers her field-tested advice so that you can find your tutoring niche and predict your chances for success as a tutor, market your tutoring practice to attract clients, apply the Dr. Holland Johnson's tutoring framework for effective tutoring sessions, apply the Dr. Holland Johnson's in-class tutoring method, conduct tutoring consultations and master tutoring interviews, determine the type of tutor in which you'll need to be for clients, accurately track your client's progress, acquire know-how for starting and managing your tutoring practice, and dozens of other strategies you will need to be successful in the tutoring industry. Take a data-driven approach to either tutoring in the classroom or building your tutoring practice to help your clients. By putting new strategies and proven methods in your toolkit, you'll quickly find the path that leads to becoming a better tutor. You can get your copy of Dr. Holland Johnson's Becoming a Better Tutor, a data-driven approach to tutoring, on Amazon.com, or submit your book order at orders@iglobaleducation.com.
We're back on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise and special guest Joanne Kaminski. We are continuing the conversation about online tutoring. If you have any questions, then please call into the show on 646-668-2562. Send us a private message in our chat room. Give us your name and the area code you are calling from and what you want to speak about so that we can make sure we address any of your questions. Now, let's focus a little bit more on how students can learn how to read or learn any other subject online. Joanne, how could students learn reading or any other subject in an online tutoring session or a different type of virtual learning environment?
Yeah, that was the one thing that I struggled with in the beginning. Is like, what tools am I going to actually use to be able to teach these kids online? And what I ended up finding were tools that were very similar to things that I used in the classroom. For reading, I use Kids A to Z, and Kids A to Z is guided reading books that are at the kids' level. So I'm able to assess and find out exactly what the level of each child, and then I'm able to put them in a guided reading level that is at their instructional level so that they can be taught at a level that is going to propel them forward. And it's so cool to be able to watch it happen. There's so many really awesome online tools. Kids A to Z also has a tool called HeadSprout. Sometimes I will have the parents go through HeadSprout with their child at home in between our sessions, and it kind of goes through learning basic phonics kind of skills in a fun way with the kids on the computer. And then I can also, just for the auditory part of reading, I'm able to utilize being able to build phonemic segmentation and blending and all of that. They just have to hear it. They don't have to actually look at anything. And we're able to build those basic skills for reading and build the neural pathways inside of their brain so that they have the ability to learn to read when they get to the point where we're adding more difficult skills. And so a lot of the teaching style that I had when I was in person, I utilize online. I'm just using some of the online tools that are available to me. There's also really cool places for videos that you can build on into your teaching. So when I have students that are struggling with vocabulary, I love to use a tool called flowcabulary.com. And that tool specifically takes difficult vocabulary words and puts them into a song for kids. And it adds the definition of the word inside of the song, and then there are different activities that we can do after that to continually engage the child in learning the vocabulary so that when they're learning to read, they can absolutely read easily and effortlessly and understand what the words mean and have a higher level of comprehension. So lots of the same strategies that you use in person, you're able to use online. It's just really a matter of tapping into what tools are available. A lot of math tutors are using bit paper to teach math skills. It's a separate whiteboard. There are other tools for whiteboards. We find that bit paper is the best one for math tutors just because of all the tools that it has. So people are able to share their bit paper URL with each other, and the kiddos are able to write on that same exact board at the same time that the teacher is writing on that board, and they're able to work through the problems.
Wow. So, when it comes to reading, vocabulary is extremely important. Now, can you tell our audience, how do you address diagnostic reading assessments, fluency, exercises, and those type of, small progress monitoring assessments?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was teaching in the classroom, I was already familiar with a tool called the QRI-4, and it's now up to 6, I believe. But I was already using that to find out what a student's reading level was at with specifically their fluency, their comprehension, and then I implemented some other tools just to find out, like, what letters of the alphabet do they know, not know, if necessary. Those are things that I would add on in if they could not read, like, the first passage inside of the QRI-5. Then I knew I had some earlier skills that I needed to assess, and I would assess those skills as well. Can they blend words if they aren't looking at the letters? Can they separate the sounds without looking at the letters? And then for kiddos that when I would ask them pre-questions with the QRI-5, and some of them were vocabulary questions. And those were the questions that would really, tune me into knowing vocabulary might be an issue for this kid. Vocabulary actually has a diagnostic assessment that I can find out what is their vocabulary grade level at. And so when they have a significantly lower vocabulary level, that's going to, from their actual grade level, that is definitely going to impede them from reading on grade level. And that's when I know I have a student that I really have to focus heavily on the vocabulary piece of it for them. I do an assessment every 3 months just to find out how are the kids improving with the skills that now we've decided. We say, okay, we know we have to work on these 3 skills. In 3 months, I take a look at, is what I'm doing working? Now, obviously, I know along the way if it's working because the kid's sitting right in front of me, right? You're constantly gathering that kind of data all of the time. But the formal assessment just kind of gives you that final push of, yes, this is definitely working.
Okay. So now, how do you share that information with parents? Is that something that you send via email? Do you have a private online portal just for the parents to view their child's progress?
There is a private portal through My School Books that people can look on into. My School Books is a great tool that is it's an all-in-one resource for online tutors where you can easily access, you can do payment systems, scheduling, and you can take care of your taxes and tracking all of that. And there is a place in there that you can set it up for the parents where they can log on in to take a look at their child's progress. However, I still kind of go the old school route that I utilized when I first started in 2010, which is I write up a report about that child, and then I send that off to the parent, and I just add information to that report when I do the next assessment so that they can compare the data that I collected in the beginning to where they're at currently right now.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with going old school. I just asked that question because I know that, this is stuff that online tutors and parents need to know. So
yeah, absolutely.
I just thought that we needed to just get that out there into the universe.
Absolutely. And there's lots of really great assessments that are out there. For math tutors, there's the ADAM assessment that will go on into all of the areas of math that a child is struggling with. I really like utilizing that if I do have a math student, even though I do typically work with only reading. Occasionally I'll get a math student here and there if I've got some space open. So the ADAM assessment is fantastic for that.
Okay. Now, is that through the Let's Go Learn?
Yep, that is through Let's Go Learn.
Okay. So, I think parents and listeners are going to love this question. From an organizational standpoint, what safety measures would you recommend for online tutoring companies or online tutors to have in place, such as a secured online classroom and other type of portals? Like, what would you recommend?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I first used Skype, I would constantly have my students, like, they had the ability to call me. And I'd be in the middle of a session, and it would interrupt the session because they're calling me, and you hear, like, the little ding, ding, ding. And so that's not really a good situation to be in because you feel uncomfortable when it happens. And so is the person calling if you're teaching somebody else. So in Zoom, the portal that I use now, I set up their very own room. So they all have their own little dial-in code that they dial into, and they never run into each other's rooms anymore, and it really makes it private. So that's a really great tool to be able to utilize. Another thing is think of, for safety reasons, why you want to have an HTTPS for your website. If they are passing along any credit card information, you want to make sure that that is a secured site for them to do so. You don't want anybody to be able to steal their credit card information. So definitely make sure that you do have the HTTPS on your website as a URL and that it is not just an HTTP. The S means secured.
Okay. So this is definitely great information to share with our audience. Thank you so much. So what additional advice would you offer to tutor business owners who are interested in starting an online tutoring program, no matter the subject?
I would definitely say, no matter the subject, make sure that you're connecting with other online tutors. Being able to not only help each other out and grow and learn together, but you also have the ability, once you get to know some of these other online tutors, you can become referral partners for each other. And since this is a huge referral business, it is absolutely to your benefit to definitely utilize that and make as many connections as you possibly can. Not for the idea that you're going to get something out of it, but you're creating your very own PLN, right? When I was in the school system, we had these professional learning networks or personal learning communities, PLC, and you need to create that for yourself as well with your online tutoring business. Just have a group of people that you're able to tap on into. Like if you have a question, which is the beautiful part about people who join the Facebook group, the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors, they automatically have a place where if they have a question about anything about their business, they type it on in, and somebody within seconds from somewhere in the world is answering their question.
Wow, that's fabulous. Now, how do you create that trust, that transparency of, being open or willing, ready, and able to share within your Facebook group?
I think everybody is so kind and so understanding, and they realize that this group is no longer, in the beginning it was all about me and me being able to provide the information, and it's now turned into a community, and it's all about everybody pitching in whenever they can. And once people start realizing that the information that they are getting is really good information because it's coming from other online tutors, then they start acquiring that trust in the community. And that's what we're really building, is not just trust in one person, because not one person will totally let you down, but a community will totally hold you up. You ever see how if you ever take a piece of string that only has one strand, it's really easy to break, right? But if you take a piece of yarn that is a whole bunch of strands tied together, if you try to break a piece of yarn, you can't break that. And that's what our community has become. It's become so strong that there's very few people that can come on in and break it. We also have some pretty strict rules inside of our group so that it is a safe place for people, that it's not a place where people are coming on in and trying to sell their stuff to each other, or even just saying, give me students, because lots of people will come on in and be like, send my information on, and if you want to hire me, and it's like, no, none of that is allowed inside of our group. We are truly here to support you with growing your business. If you would like to connect with other online tutors, that's cool, but you never want to right off the bat, look at someone and be like, will you give me students? I mean, that is just not PC at all.
Joanne, I'm glad you're saying this because when I first started creating the community, I can resonate to it, shifting out, with me. But then as the tutoring industry expanded, it's so much more and better to be a community. And when we had our LinkedIn groups, you remember way back when, we had people coming in who were just doing the exact same things that you were saying. And it kind of diluted the environment, the professional environment. Yeah. So those rules are very important, and I am glad to hear that you have that in your Facebook group because, anyone who wants to join your group will know that they're joining a group where people are active, they're willing to collaborate, and there's a lot of value in your group.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody can sense that now when they come on into it too. And the cool thing is the community keeps people accountable too, because if people are, doing those kinds of things, they flag it immediately. And I'm just like, okay, because I am so busy, because I do 20 hours of tutoring a week and I run the community and help other tutors and all that kind of stuff, I don't have time to mess around with those kinds of people. So I just automatically delete them from the group. I mean, but when I tell people that, it A, scares them, like I have to follow the rules, but that B, they realize, okay, there's always going to be useful information on here. I'm not always going to be bitched at when I come into this group.
Well, I love it. I love it. Keep the energy going. I have come to realize that, no one can do it alone. There's room for everyone in the tutoring industry, just like it is in the teaching industry. Everyone has a different skill set, a different life purpose, but it's all for the collective of serving humanity and helping everyone.
It is. I totally don't believe in the idea that about competition that a lot of teachers have inside of their heart, that they're competing against each other. I really feel like if we all can work together, it's going to be better for absolutely everybody because, more than one head brainstorming different ideas, solutions, strategies is always going to win out versus that person who chooses to work all by themselves.
Joanne, oh my gosh, that's why you're the queen of online tutoring. I must say that you are 100% correct, and that's the area where I've kind of morphed into is, identifying professionals like yourself who are willing, ready, and able to, stand up and be a leader in our tutoring industry, because so many tutors are turned teachers to tutors are coming in with that mentality, and truly we don't have room for that here in the tutoring industry. No. We just don't.
There really isn't, because you just block yourself off from the ability to be successful.
Right. Joanne, I would love to continue the interview with us, but they're telling us it's time to go to another break. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Before we leave, is there anything else you want to share with us? We have about 1 minute.
Well, definitely, if you're listening to this, just join us on the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors. It's a great place to get started for connecting and building relationships with other people, but also learning the information that you need to learn so that you can be successful and get found by your ideal clients.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're
You're
going to break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Join our 2-day participation-based symposium that will empower you to grow as a tutoring practitioner, teacher, program manager, instructional leader, tutor mentor, academic coach, and tutor business owner. If this describes you, you need to be here. Our 2018 annual tutoring conferences will be held in Phoenix, Arizona, October 27 to 28, 2018. In Long Beach, California, June 14 to 15, 2018. In Toronto, Canada, July 19 to 20th, 2018. You get to decide where you want to attend. Arizona, California, or Canada. Your choice. We welcome individual presentations, panel sessions, interactive roundtable discussions, and research results. We hope to see you there, as another epic tutoring conference is in the making. To register, you can call 213-373-4183 or email info@tutoringconference.com, or get your ticket on our website at www.iglobaleducation.com. Our 2018 conference sponsor is the Tutor Outreach Group, and you can get your ticket on their website at www.thetutoroutreach.com.
Are you thinking about adding an e-learning or online tutoring program to your tutoring business? Are you wondering how you would operate your online tutoring business? These are questions that you will need specific answers that will deliver data-driven results. In the #1 source for tutors and tutor business owners, Dr. Holland starting and operating your online tutoring business, Tutor Consultant, Dr. Holland delivers her field-tested advice so that you can select an online tutoring platform that caters to 4 learning modalities, implement her 13-step process for working with new and returning clients, conduct online tutoring sessions and write monitoring notes for clients, apply Dr. Holland Johnson's lesson plan framework, build a customized online curriculum, acquire know-how for finding online clients, and dozens of other strategies you will need to be successful with your online tutoring business. Take a practical approach to starting and operating your online tutoring business. By taking the time now to plan, you are positioning your online tutoring business for longevity in the tutoring industry. You can get your copy, Starting and Operating Your Online Tutoring Business, the blueprint for running an online learning organization, on Amazon.com, or submit your book order at orders@iglobaleducation.com.
We're back on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise. While we were on break, I intuitively selected a postcard from the Spirit using the Colette Baron Reed's system. Let me share them with you. The first message: dearest you, going the extra mile to achieve your dreams and putting in some overtime will reap big rewards. Now is the time for you to act, to stir up some energy and put those plans into action. There are many windows of opportunity that open, but close quickly when you don't take the risk and go for it. Today, be confident that your hard work will pay off, and you will feel that satisfaction and fulfillment of reaching your desired outcome. It might turn out even better than you expected. Isn't that amazing? Remember, however much work you're willing to put in, we will match it tenfold on our end. Everyone over here is rooting for you to win the game of life. So just do it. Loving you so much. Guys, that's a powerful message, to really take the time out to put your goals in writing and just go for it. Even if it means that you have to take baby steps or set deadlines so that you're able to work towards your dream. Now, some people may say, I should have had those goals completed yesterday, or they need to be completed now. Don't beat yourself up because you are a day or two behind, or even a week or a month behind. What's most important is that you invite your soul and your angels that are around you into your work. That's how you're going to be able to achieve your dreams. The second message that came in: dear you, you are in such good shape right now that we're all doing a happy dance. In this moment, you have the power to make a choice to get with Spirit and co-create a miracle. You may wonder where this is all going, but if you want to manifest your desires for the highest good, you need to stay focused on the now. All power is in the present moment. Ask yourself, what are your dominant thoughts now? What beliefs are you motivated by? Do you have clarity right now? How is your conscious contact with the divine? Are you plugged in, or are you trying to do life all by your small self? Get rid of negative energy now. Resentments, be gone. Forgiveness and love, enter, please. You can do your life beautifully and create your most powerful future right here, right now, in this moment. Aren't you thrilled to know you have a huge cheering section over here? Love and hugs always. Guys, whatever that has happened to you in the past, you didn't get that promotion, that relationship didn't work out, that friendship went south, whatever it may be, let it go. Experience those emotions and then let it go so that you can free up your energy and reclaim your personal power to do what you want to do. Stay in the present moment and stay focused. A few other messages came in, and basically they were clarifying messages from the archangels. And it said, take a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities coming your way. As you all know, we are having a crisis in the field of education. We have many teachers from many different states walking out because of needing more pay for themselves, more school supplies, as well as seeking support and higher pay for support staff as well. It's no secret that every other industry has had some type of paradigm shift, and there's nothing different about the education industry. We're also going to see many different changes. A lot of people are going to walk away from education. We're going to have more people come in who are more passionate about helping others realize who they are and why they're here, and really get back to the heart and the root cause of what it means to be educated. And I can tell you right now, it goes way beyond the books. We need to be educated in all areas of life. All people can learn. All students can learn. Everybody has a divine purpose. Everybody has a reason to be here at this particular time on earth. So make sure that you continue to support and join healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. You do not want to find yourself around people who are negative, putting the education industry down. Yeah, we're having some hard times in our industry, but it's not going to last that way. The tutoring industry has been here for many years, and it's not going anywhere. It's just really getting the respect in which it deserves. Lastly, guys, make sure that you take some time out to reduce the stress, de-stress your mind, your body, and your schedule, as you need to recharge, rest, and revive, even if it means you need to take 5 or 10-minute breaks. You are worth it. It's very necessary to recharge so that you can get back to work and do the things that you were called here to do. If you would like to work with me, Dr. Holland, you can go to my mastermind website, www.tutoringmastermind.com, or find us on Facebook at the Tutor Outreach Group. I hope to see you at one of our upcoming tutoring conferences this year. If you have any tutoring questions, then join us in one of our Facebook groups, and you can find that information at our Facebook page, the Tutor Outreach Group. We love having active group members. Just yesterday, I woke up from a nap, and I logged into Facebook and saw that many of our existing Facebook group members and our new members who are coming in had such great positive energy and was eager to collaborate. So, guys, that's proof that things are going to change for the better. Just keep moving forward. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show. I had a wonderful time with our special guest, Joanne Kaminski. I hope that you were able to take away some great ideas about online tutoring. If you know of anyone who is interested in getting started with online tutoring, then please share out this episode. Please join me every fourth Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next month on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show, I will have special guest Arziki Finho, founder and director of the Stimulus Effect. This upcoming episode will be focused on going beyond the tutoring sessions to help guide families and address the home and community spheres of influence. This is another episode that you don't want to miss. Leave us some comments and stay tuned. Have a great week, and I'll see you back here next time. Remember, you are loved, you are valued, and you are competent.
You've been listening to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show, hosted by Dr. Alise Holland. This hit show comes to you live every second and fourth Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on Blog Talk Radio. Each show is empowering you to move forward with your tutoring goals to manifest your dreams of building a successful tutoring practice. If you've missed any part of this show or want to find out more about Dr. Holland, visit thetutoroutreach.com. That's thetutoroutreach.com.
I never thought the Simpsons ride at Springfield would make my mom so fun and adventurous. I never thought I'd be inches away from a Hungarian horntail dragon. I never thought confronting a horde of bloodthirsty walkers would be this thrilling.
If you haven't been to Universal Studios Hollywood lately, come see what you've been missing. Plan your visit online and save at universalstudioshollywood.com. Restrictions apply.
I never thought I'd get to cast a spell in Hogsmeade. I never knew what 120 miles per hour felt like until Fast and Furious Supercharged. I never thought coming face to face with a hungry T-Rex would make my dad scream so loud.
And I have never felt more scared or alive.
If you haven't been to Universal Studios Hollywood lately, come see what you've been missing. Plan your visit online and save at universalstudioshollywood.com. Restrictions apply.